This is the House of Parliament where men and women have sat for decades, making decisions that would affect all our lives. Do they really work in the interests of the people or themselves? They sit at the round tables, trying to decipher which way to turn. Is it left or is it right? Have the people benefited from those decisions? Our people have suffered for far too long. Change should not be a figment of the imagination, but reality. Every boy, every girl, every man, every woman are equally important. The market vendor joyfully sells her produce. The fish vendor skillfully uses his cutlass to cut the fish. Keep on working. Let your smile be your motivation. Build a community of brotherly and sisterly love. Don't give up on your dreams. Surround yourself with positive thinkers. Think big and keep on moving. Keep pushing the envelope. Yes, push that envelope until you have succeeded. You may have made many mistakes, but that is no reason to stop. Don't you dare give up. Get ready for that overflow. Get ready for that breakthrough. The overflow is coming. Showers of blessings. Stay cool. Stay calm. Stay collective. Ride the rough waves of life. Hold on to that rope tightly. Just keep working. Keep moving. Keep believing. Self-motivation. Well, hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. I bid you hello. Welcome to my show. My show is where you learn a lot and where I get a lot of people mad. But hey, it's my job and I'm here to do a fantastic job. How are y'all, my sweet people? Well, I guess most of us are tired because I am tired myself because I've been enjoying all the calypso, groovy, soca, power, queen and king of the band, and the little session they had last night. And you know, I am one who gives Jack his jacket, and sadly many people are not like so. Many people want me to just call out everything the St. Lucia Labour Party is doing and say it's bad. This is not who I am. And this is why I have said to you, if you are supporting me, you have to support me as an individual, as somebody listening to the truth. If you are supporting me because you are Labour or Flobo, this is not the place for you, because at the end of the day, political parties really do not care for you. So allow me to wish all my Facebookers hi. Allow me to wish all my YouTubers hello and welcome where you learn. It is a show where you learn. If you realize everybody have run away quarreling because what they liked the fact I was beating up here. But when truth came to me and I spoke about Stephen King, they ran and they went and listened to the infamous lies with all the lies and deceit about me. They run. The Flubbles do not know how to win. You were winning with me, but now you have lost. Y'all do not know how to win, because had you know how to win, you would have stayed and listened to the message. But y'all are quick. Y'all are quick to hear one side and then y'all just throw in people. Y'all can't throw me. I am here. So people like Sylvia, hello darling, you know, and what they are doing, people who support me and maybe they comment on a Flobo forum, and these people are supporters of Flobos. But they attack them. Ask them what y'all doing here because they support so. So this is why I am saying y'all do not know how to win. Y'all are losing now. And my show is Lies and Deceit, and I'm here to tell you the truth. Y'all are losing now. And y'all are losing so much, you know, people will message me, Even the Labour's messaged me, so you're listening to Shas on in the house. I was kind of busy. I said no, so I just had to let the computer play and do my work and let me listen to it. And where were the flowers? All of y'all that do burial for me in supporters of the United Workers' Party, all over creating fake. Where were y'all? Y'all were not under the government of St. Lucia live when Shasney was speaking, because y'all are ashamed. Y'all can think y'all can come and bully me. Y'all can't bully me because I'll just tear y'all to pieces. I have the avenue. Where were y'all? This is what y'all have to think of. So I want to thank all my supporters, the people who keep buying the coffee, people who keep supporting so people. Let me tell you, lots of you send me beautiful messages. Thank you, because I know y'all don't want to be attacked, and I do understand. Y'all send me wonderful messages, and I appreciate that. But I am telling you, Labour know how to win, and let me tell you why. When the person sent me that, I said, oh God, let me go and see what's going on. They allowed Shasney to speak, just one or two interruption, I think Alva, whoever, but they allowed him to win. They are playing the politics right. Flobo need to know how to play the politics right. And I saw a gentleman wrote something, somebody sent it to me, and the supporters of the United Workers' Party deleted it. And he said, so is here telling us the truth. Now everything is wrong about her. She not good, she not whatever. It's okay. Because my gentleman who wrote this wonderful thing about so, thank you. However, Flobos don't know how to win, and Labour going to stay there for the next 10 years. Fight with so. I gave y'all enough food so y'all could do better. But what did y'all do? Y'all fight so down. I'm here. Y'all say my show finished tomorrow. Anyway, my sweet people, and I'm still beautiful. Nothing will take my shine. I just tired. There's too much activities going on. But I am here with you tonight. So, my sweet people, take a look at the coffee video and go buy the coffees. Go support so. Show me you love me. Take a listen. New video. Who do you think made it? The illustrious, the brilliant Akeem Ernest. He is the one that did that video. And this fake account and the other big mouths that were disrespecting my son, y'all can't walk in his shoes. Y'all can't walk in his shoes. And this is what I love about us. We come to you with ourselves, with our name. We don't hide under any fake account. The same I can challenge Shasney, Pierre, Hele, and all the rest. I can challenge y'all on my own merit. We bad so. So remember, support the show, buy the coffees, and support good. And I'm telling y'all were winning flubbles with me, but y'all have lost. Y'all gone right back. And Labour is winning because they were behaving. The Labours used to behave cantankerous in the house. Today they allow Shasney to speak. These fellas are listening. But they're not listening to me when I tell them remove the damn taxes for 3 months VAT. We need to leave then the prices of the goods. Now, my people, when Philip J. Pierre was, today is a boring day, and I am not going to quarrel with Philip J. Pierre. That's not my style. I usually come with receipts. Because he went on borrow today. But as I have said to y'all, small islands, developing states don't have a choice. They must borrow. And I have showed you graphics. And that's why I said the flowers don't know how to win. I have showed you graphics in my shows, in my previous shows, how the debt arose and rose and rose and rose because of borrowing, because of both SLP and UWP since 1995. Now, I have to hold Philip J. accountable for saying that the previous government was only borrowing. right? Because you know very well, and this is why I said my show is for open-minded people. Because both SLP and UWP must borrow. We do not have a diverse economy. So I want you to listen to SLP host virtual public meeting and slam the government. And I'm going to dissect it for y'all. This is what y'all do. Y'all just want to come there because Philip JP. No, I cutting them down to size with facts and receipts. Take a listen.
The opposition St. Lucia Labour Party continues to lament what it says is the perceived lack of concern for the welfare of citizens by the government. The SLP has slammed the administration for commencing capital projects during unprecedented times. Electioneering is underway, but campaigning has been impeded by social distancing, COVID-19 protocols, which limit engagement with supporters at public gatherings. So, the party improvised, taking its message to the people via a groundbreaking virtual meeting from the studios of Helen Television System. Opposition leader Philip J. Pierre pledged that a SLP government will make the welfare of citizens a top priority.
The unemployed in the hotels are suffering. The hotel workers are not sure when they will get back to work full time. The taxi drivers are suffering. The people are suffering. And while the people are suffering, the government is embarking on election projects, hoping they can fool the people of St. Lucia to give them another term. My brothers and my sisters, the Labour Party will always put the people of St. Lucia first.
Pierre contends that the current administration should allocate funds to social programs to bring some relief to those affected by the pandemic rather than spending on infrastructure projects.
Taking the people's money and building roads that are unnecessary at this time, we would increase the income support to the unemployed people in the country, so $500 would not be enough. A Labour Party would ensure that these people would get at least $1,500 for their response to COVID. We would triple it, my brothers and sisters. We would triple it because we would have used the money wisely. We would have used it wisely. We would increase public assistance. We would ensure that every St. Lucian can get a decent meal.
First Deputy Leader Dr. Ernest Hilaire pointed to the alleged increase in cost of the rehabilitation of the Roseau Dam.
On Monday, and I'll say more about it on Tuesday. On Monday, I looked at the Gazette and I noticed that the National Regulatory for Utilities Gazette had a notice saying that they are now capping the Roseau Dam project at $60 million. And I'm saying to myself, but wait, that was supposed to be a $45 million project. How has it reached $60 million? So I've started my investigations. And on Tuesday, I'll get a chance to say more about it. I heard a civil engineer has been paid $100,000 a month at the Roseau Dam. $100,000 a month. There's another engineering services, $150,000 a month.
The government has indicated that capital projects are one of the ways it intends to resuscitate the pandemic-crippled economy and create much-needed job opportunities during the global crisis. Joachim Duplessis, HTS News Force.
Now, I played this video to bring you back down memory lane. A lot of y'all are getting your panties twisted for politicians. Way, I love Uncle Shaz. Way, I love Philip J. Pierre. But the bigger picture is not Alan Chasney and Philip J. Pierre. The bigger picture is what they say, and does it really come to pass? While Philip J. Pierre was in opposition, okay, I am going to show you Prime Minister's promise in opposition based on the last video I played to you. And you need to listen to what people say, because both parties are going to play politics. At the end of the day, they win and we the people are the ones losing. But people are so blinded. all they see is red and yellow. At the end of the day, the politicians are okay, and we the citizens are not okay. So Mr. Pierce said, that was while he was in opposition, he said, lack of concern for the welfare of citizens by the UWP government. Mr. Pierre, we want you to understand the only way, and you and all other government officials, the only way people feel that they are part of the whole is when they feel a reprieve in their pockets. He slammed for starting capital. He slammed the previous government, that's the United Workers' Party government. He slammed for starting capital projects during unprecedented times. I am reading this to you to show you, to bring you to a greater point where many of you all don't understand. It's just blah, blah, blah. No. Come learn with so. Let's carry on. Unemployed workers in the hotel industry are suffering. That was when he was in opposition, he was saying this. Then he said taxi drivers are suffering. The people are suffering. You're a liar. We're suffering up to now. We're suffering. The taxes, supermarket prices, gas prices. It is killing us. And I think what people are not understanding, we're not saying that Philip J. Pierre is responsible or the government is responsible for inflation. However, they can do something about it in terms of reducing the VAT or putting it off for 3 months to give people like us a reprieve. Nada for us. What have I benefited under this government? I'm not asking you all for your money or income support. I'm asking you to, ease up on the taxes. You're killing us. And I'm seeing in the UK, certain people have stopped buying certain stuff because they do not have the resources, the money. Here too, we do not have the money, we don't have the resources. But we are a small island developing state. We need our government to help us. Why do you think Philip J. Pierre is borrowing crazy like that? He doesn't have a choice. Bro doesn't have a choice. Whether it was Shastri that was there or Pierre that was there, they do not have a choice but to borrow. This is how small island developing states survive. Their economy is not diverse. So Philip J. Pierre going and do that and saying every time the former administration was borrowing was just plain politics. Because he know very well we ain't got nothing. So there are various organizations and banks and friendly allies who have made funds available for us. Let us be realistic in the things we say. So he said the people are suffering. The Labour Party will always put the people of St. Lucia first. Allocate funds to bring relief for those affected by the pandemic. Excuse me. Taking the people money to build roads that are not necessary at the time. Now, all this was said when he was opposition leader. Now, this is why I am telling you, I am saying to you that we have to be careful. We have to be careful the things that we say, or else we will find ourselves in trouble. And I realize people in St. Lucia believe a lie more than the truth. Right? And how are we going to progress or move on as a country if people, yes, support your party, but you must be able to say when things are right. Right is right, wrong is wrong. At the end of the day, everybody has one vote. And you should look at who has worked, what has been done. People are so blind, people are just saying, I want this person, I want this person. I don't want to see the other person. You may want this person, and the other person you don't want to see is the one working. Now, I am going to show you a photograph, a picture of borrowing as of Tuesday, 12th July, 2022 in St. Lucia. You remember the Labours were calling it Madi Poite. But at the end of the day, it could be a Madi, it could be Dimash, it could be Samedi, it could be Vendredi, it could be any day. Philip J. Pierre does not have a choice but to borrow. And if you go back to all the appropriation bills from 1995, or the budget, whatever they used to call it back then, to 2021, 2022, you would see that our country only survives on borrowing. And people are there just yapping. So he went into the House of Parliament today to borrow. So be it resolved that Parliament authorizes the Minister of Finance to borrow the amount of USD $10 million from the Export-Import Bank of the Republic of China to finance the implementation of national development projects and initiatives. Now, nothing wrong with he doing that, but my issue I have is that while in opposition, he was saying the government, the previous administration, was always borrowing. They don't have a choice. And this is why I say, if people would take time to sit and think for themselves, we would have a better St. Lucia. But what they like is mépris, mauvais langue, gossip. This is what they like, but they do not take the time. Look at how I take my time to explain to you. I hope you are going to buy the coffees to support a show that is different. People don't like me because they want me to bend to UWP. I'm not bending to nobody. I am bending to SLP. I am bending towards my country. So let us carry on. Be it resolved that Parliament authorizes the Minister of Finance to borrow from the European Investment Bank the sum of €13,500,000 to finance emergency operating expenses in the health sector related to the COVID-19 pandemic. You see, I can't beat him up for that because he hasn't got a choice. He has to borrow. The same thing the previous administration did, borrowing. So this is why I'm here to break it down. Don't matter who is in power, they will borrow. My issue is pretending that you will not borrow. And Philip J. Pierre knew he had to borrow. Be it resolved that Parliament authorizes the Minister of Finance to borrow an amount of $8 million from the International Development Association to finance the organization of Caribbean states' data for decision-making projects. He ain't got a choice. He ain't got a choice but to do that. And we move on to the next flyer. Be it resolved that Parliament authorizes the Minister of Finance to borrow an amount of USD $18 million from the International Development Association for the implementation of the unleashing of the blue economy of the Caribbean project. How many of you know what's the blue economy about? This is why I'm saying the flowers don't know how to win. And I am just going to do what I have to do. And if it falls on deaf ears, let it be. Do you know what the blue economy is? And this is why I say, it is so sad that politicians and their surrogates play on the minds of those who are weak. And everybody is quarreling. Everybody just quarreling instead of, having conversations that would make our country better. Be it resolved that the Parliament authorizes the Minister of Finance to write off the debt in the sum of $546,264 owed to the government by the Forces Jacques Credit Cooperative Society Limited with the respect of the Mocho Housing Development Project. So this is what he went into Parliament to do. So my point here to you, sweet people, is that it doesn't matter which government is in power. Small island developing states do not have a choice. They do not have a choice but to borrow. I hope you are learning. So we see where he is borrowing monies to help with the health sector in terms of the COVID pandemic, right? We saw where he was helping, and I'm going to show you a video, Strategic Action for Health in Small Island Developing States. We saw where Philip JPI is borrowing money for COVID. And we know we are faced with COVID and all sorts of ailments, diabetes, hypertension in our country. This is the conversation we need to have, you know. My show is not about, beating up Pierre, beating up UWP. My show is about opening your mind because people do not know how to win. Take a listen.
Small island developing states, known as SIDS, face a set of serious and urgent health threats. Climate change is one major challenge that affects millions of small islanders' health and livelihoods. In this special year for global action on climate change, the collective voice and leadership of the small island developing states is crucial. At the same time, they urgently need more support so they can strengthen their ability to protect their people from its impacts. Food security is another challenge. Many small islands depend heavily on imported food and need support to secure a healthy food environment. So are non-communicable diseases like diabetes and hypertension. Many have worrying rates of obesity and undernutrition. SIDS leaders have brought these concerns to the global health agenda, but they need more support to scale up solutions. And now, the COVID-19 pandemic has put immense pressure on their economies, health systems, and health. To recover from the pandemic, the SIDS will need a strong commitment to people-centered primary health care and universal health coverage, a more effective supply of vaccines, tests, and treatments, and strengthening of health workforces and data systems. On the 28th and 29th of June, the WHO SIDS Summit for Health will be the first global gathering focused exclusively on health in the SIDS. The summit will build upon a rich history of SIDS collaboration as it brings together SIDS leaders and communities to discuss these urgent health threats. It will help amplify SIDS voices, promote collaborative action, and strengthen health and development partnerships and financing. No one should be left behind. Now is the time to create a healthy, resilient future for all people across small island developing states.
So you see, he doesn't have a choice. He has to borrow. SIDS need the help from the big boys, from the bigger organizations. So to come and sit and say that we are not going to borrow, people really, tourism has really sunk, right? What are we gonna do? And then I heard the taxi, we need to be innovative, and then the Minister of Tourism and his team need to be very innovative. I'm not getting paid for that, but I'm gonna give you all an idea. I watch the shows all the nights and everything, the shows would jam-pack. We have taxi drivers saying there is no ship, there is no nothing, there is no money. And I showed you a previous slide or flyer that said where Philip JPA said the taxi drivers are not getting anything. A good idea that the Ministry of Tourism could have done. They could have hired those taxi drivers. This would be a form of income for them to say, okay, we have a number of people coming to the show. We are giving you the exclusive rights so you could transfer them from point A to point B, give them some money or transport them. Or if people are coming out from different points, bring them from A to B. This would be a form of income for them in the local economy. But what happened? What happened? So y'all needed to look at this sector, the taxi sector, and bring it together with what y'all had for the past couple of nights. How many people? It's not only cruise ships, right? You'll need to open up your minds and think of things differently. That how could we have used our taxi drivers with those big events? Now, my people, it's time for a coffee break. Go buy your coffee. Yes, my people, buy the coffee, support the show. So, start thinking for yourself. Stop looking at what is presented to you. Start thinking for yourself, my people. Now, in Philip J. Pierre's, when he was in opposition as the opposition leader, he said about that the government, the previous government was doing capital projects in unprecedented times. Now, this is why I say, when politicians are campaigning, whether it's UWP or SLP, tell them you all don't want to hear this rubbish about borrowing or infrastructure, because that doesn't help us. Look at us now. I cannot say I have received any benefit from this government since inflation has skyrocketed. So they were saying about UWP building roads or whatever, but he has made allocation for infrastructure. So SLP government borrowing, let me tell you what they have done. I'm just giving you a snippet because I want to give you everything. Next thing you go mad because, Lucian's behaving like all they can stay and listen to is me pay, gossip. Come and learn. So the SLP government borrowing on the resolution to borrow 10 million US dollars. Here what the government intend to do with this money. Now I want to scoot down. To say 4 million. 4 million for the West Coast Road project. You see, this is why you all do not like so because I'm able to think for myself, and I'm bringing a new kind of talk show, a new kind of thinking, a new kind of vibe, a new kind of brand into St. Lucia, and a lot of people are taking umbrage. There is a guy in Grenada, his name is Kem Jones. I'm following Grenada because I love their prime minister. He is a man who works. This is why I love young people. I am tired of these old politicians. This young man came into office, Honorable Deacon Mitchell, and he has just worked, bam, bam, bam. The people are feeling the reprieve in their pockets big time. First thing he did, he ensured that all the monies that were docked from the teachers and the civil servants, he ensured that those monies went back into their pockets, totaling about $60 million, and they should be receiving whatever, I think is 1 million or whatever, by the 21st of July. And then in November, I think they'll get their gratuity and pension. He worked in the interest of the people. And you heard what my introduction says. Work in the interest of the people. I'm telling you, Philip J. Pierre hit the mark. The $1,500 you promised to the people what you should have done, you should have come and said, I cannot give you 1,500, but I give you 750. A man of his word. We would understand, okay, he can't give 50, now things at 750. Excuse me, but you have given nothing. And there's a guy in Grenada, Cam Jones. I've started listening to him. Brilliant. When you see he has his show, the National Democratic Party, right? Everybody goes under his life. He was almost like a so-so telling the party, the NDC, telling them, or the NDP, whatever they call them, telling them, you all need to change. You cannot have the same leaders. You need young, vibrant people. And he was working. Then he started a young people movement. And this is what his party listened. And he was talking on their behalf. They didn't go and fight him. They didn't go and kick him. And I heard him last night saying that some people who were against the NDC or the NDP, they are now calling him and say, thanks, because of what you did, we have a better government and things are moving. But the floorballs here, what did they do? What did they do? You saw their behavior. You saw the nastiness they did. And you WP do not know how to win. And let me tell you, he has no filters. He said exactly as it had to say. And they listened and they won 9 seats. But with United Workers' Party continue that, and Labour Party continue playing the narrative of the people, they're going to stay in office. So look at where Philip J. Pierre is now going to take 4 million for West Coast Road project. And he was saying previously, why are y'all doing that? Why are y'all taking money for those projects? Why are y'all doing this? Why are y'all doing that? Stop making politicians fool. And I see it. St. Lucians love politicians more than themselves. They worship politicians. I am worshiping no politician. As I said, I do not hate anybody. If the politicians want to talk to me, that is their business. If they don't want to talk to me, that is their business too. But I will come and speak the truth on air. And this is what y'all don't like. So in the 10 million, he is having 500,000 for craft and CMOS subsectors. Now, what I find with both governments, enough money is not being placed in our young people. I take umbrage. Let me tell you something, people. Sports is big money. And if St. Lucia invests in sports and their talented youth, we will see the returns. But it's like St. Lucians are not sports fanatic. Maybe for football, they like football, cricket, and to them, that is it. But the government is putting 200,000 EC aside for national competitiveness agenda, seed money to get our country more competitive and be able to compete in the global world. That is not money. I take serious umbrage with both government. They refuse to invest heftily in sports in our young people. I wanted to see that figure, at least 5 million US. Let me tell you 2 things that keep our young people, sports and music. And I can tell you, when I was going to primary school, the Anglican primary school, this is the best years of my life, right? I lived Sanssouci. My school was on Soche Road, right? And I was a netballer, young child netballer. I used to get up. We had to be on the court for 5 o'clock to train, and then for us to head back to school later. I used to get up early, go on the court, and play netball. And why do you think I had both of my boys in swimming and sports? Because it keeps you, it takes you away from trouble. There are so many talented young people in St. Lucia. They are not from the well-to-do family that can push them. And they are almost better than those that have all the money, but they are left behind because the money is not there to assist them. You think sports is easy, you think training is easy, you think that is easy. It's a lot of money. So that $200,000 you have there, that is kakashie. I needed to see like $5 million for them. Now, when you want to do a youth economy program, you have 7.2 million. What percentage of that is going to administrative and salary? You know, and this is how you have to crunch the numbers. But everybody there, my party, I love SLP, UWP, I love UWP. And at the end of the day, who is suffering? Our young people. We are the ones, the young ones, the older ones, the country. People are suffering from this madness. But y'all are not ready to graduate from I love my candidate, I love my party, I love my prime minister, I love Shas. Y'all are not ready to graduate from this. And I will say it on my show that right now UWP doesn't show any form of good leadership, and I'll tell you why. The St. Lucia Labour Party didn't want no bacchanal to their name. They didn't stop it for Richard Frederick because maybe they're afraid of him. But they stopped it with Catherine Seeley and Cici. They stopped it right away. Right? For a man who came on my show many times, Alan Shastey, Guy Joseph, all these people, and to look at what was done on Facebook about Soraya, and they haven't said anything, I've lost all respect. And y'all know I dread like that. I am not a liar. Anybody that is with So-So, you on the right side, because she will be firm and fair and strong with you. I lost respect for them. Because you cannot tell me you blind to see all the things that was being said about me. Y'all come on my show. None of y'all said anything. I am here to talk the truth. I am not here for politicians. I'm here for my country. This is why y'all don't like So-So. People telling me, oh, you're a great woman. I have lost respect for them. I'm telling you all that. Because you should be able to rise. It tells me the party has no structure. Right? It tells me I have no structure. So y'all should do like NDC and the new prime minister, when Kem Jones was telling them what to do harshly, they listened. But y'all can't take that kind of pressure. She defended my uncle, she defended my guy. This is who I am. I'm going to tell you what I had to tell you. And if you don't like it, drink a bottle of water or go buy me some coffees. So let us get back on track here, my sweet people. Right? So they have monies for street lighting, and he's saying over 20 years they're gonna pay 333,334 USD. So what? It's nothing new. It's nothing fantastic. And what I do not like in these projections, and I'm gonna see the rest and come here and explain to you. And even for craft, even for the craft and CMOS, $500,000. People, money and nothing, you having that 500 and you said, oh my God, I need another million. And I have said to y'all, to me, Sedo is blah. We need innovative people. We should have a place when the children walk in, you feeling like you're in a trade show in Miami, in Japan, in China, people walking there with their ideas, people ready to push people, not people fighting down the ideas of others. Now let me tell you something, people. Many of those young people with their talents and their ideas do not go far, not because of themselves, because sometimes those same people they go to sit with and tell of their ideas, steal their ideas and give it to other persons or do it themselves. So it's a change in mind. I think first in this country what we need is a mindset change. The mindset in this country is just like all over the place. We need a mindset change. We need to change the thinking. Sports and music, and the other one is music. Music is beautiful. Music is what keeps people. Look, and who are the people doing the reviews, the social, the economic review to see? Look at all the young people and even the senior people, the not so old people. Not so young people. The not so young people will be me. Right? In those kind of activities. Because music draw people. We need to build. Tourism is going down. Build on music. Build on sports. Build on those things. But no, you like to quarrel. You like to do whatever. Now, I am going to explain to y'all. I'm teaching y'all hard tonight. What is the blue economy? Because it's in his budget, 18 million, he's going to borrow. What is the blue economy? According to the World Bank, the blue economy is the sustainable use of ocean resources for economic growth, improve livelihoods and jobs while preserving the health of the ocean. And remember, people, 2/3 of the world is made up of water. That's like 70%. It's made up of water. So this is a good initiative. But you know, let me tell you the problem with most governments, SLP and UWP. Implementation. Blah, 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 blah. Paper, sign. But it's to implement things, to impact people's lives. That's where we have the issue. I'm teaching you tonight. I'm teaching you. So since I have told you about the blue economy, it would be remiss of me if I did not show you a video showing what exactly the Caribbean blue economy is. And people start upping the dialogue, start upping the conversation. Because if this is not done, because when I look at it on Facebook, everybody like to laugh, yeah, joke, yeah. But people are not really concerned about what's happening to them and their country. Take a listen.
The ocean is being touted as the Earth's last frontier. While covering approximately 70% of the Earth's surface, the ocean is the least explored environment. However, growing industrialization is threatening the system and putting economic growth at risk for our islands. The blue economy is an emerging concept which, similar to the green economy, aims to improve human well-being and social equity while significantly reducing environmental risk. The blue economy concept focuses on the use of ocean resources for economic growth, improving livelihoods and jobs, and of paramount importance, maintaining ocean ecosystem health to ensure continued benefits. In essence, the blue economy goes beyond viewing the ocean economy solely as a mechanism for economic growth by encouraging better stewardship and conservation of our oceans. Given that the marine space of our island states is significantly larger than their land mass and clearly a substantial asset, transitioning to a blue economy is critical to ensuring continued economic growth for our islands. With this in mind, the OECS embraces transition to a blue economy, enunciating that the region's marine and coastal assets offer an unprecedented opportunity for strengthening the region's economy and closing the gap on poverty and unemployment rates, while ensuring that ocean resources remain available for generations to come. Notably, transitioning to a blue economy in the OECS will require major investments of capital and political will and likely take decades to complete. However, remaining in a business as usual mode will result in continued decline of our ocean space and resources contained therein, and significant loss of benefits. To facilitate the region's transition to a blue economy, the OECS has received support from the Global Environment Facility through the World Bank to implement the Caribbean Regional Oceanscape Project, CROP. The CROP responds to the demand for spatial planning initiatives through the adoption of coastal and marine spatial plans to coordinate management across sectors and resources and integrate environmental management directly with economic development. The marine spatial plans are a relatively new tool for the long-term and strategic management of human activities that take place in the ocean. They provide guidance for how, when, and where human uses will take place and help to balance competing interests such as conservation, fishing, shipping, and mining for the benefit of society and the marine environment. The coastal and marine spatial plans will build upon early national marine planning efforts and will help OECS countries better understand and consequently reform ocean governance at the national and regional levels, resulting in a more secure framework for sustained investment in the blue economy. The coastal and marine spatial planning component of the crop will see the development of 4 new coastal master plans, 1 each for St. Lucia, St. Kitts and Nevis, Dominica, and St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and an enhanced Grenada Blue Growth Coastal Master Plan, and 5 new national marine spatial plans to support more informed decision-making in regards to sustainable management of ocean spaces at both national and regional levels. A regional marine spatial planning framework that takes into consideration transboundary issues of relevance to the OECS. Capacity building and technical training opportunities throughout the life of the project. A process framework that guides stakeholder participation in the planning process, and an involuntary resettlement policy framework that will establish the principles and procedures that will be used to address any resettlement needs that may occur during implementation of the plans. Throughout 2019 and 2020, the consultants undertaking the work on behalf of the OECS will be reaching out to stakeholders and providing opportunities for stakeholder involvement in the planning process. If you reside in Grenada, St. Lucia, St. Kitts and Nevis, Dominica, or St. Vincent and the Grenadines, your participation is critical to achieving an equitable distribution of benefits to all stakeholders. Please play an active role in this important undertaking. Keep posted on OECS TV and the OECS website for updates on when and where you can participate in the process.
So, as you have realized, we've changed our days, right? We're now Tuesday. We're not on TV. We're on Facebook and YouTube. I've made that decision. You know, we have tweaked the business plan. We have made that decision to put it that way. So, support the show, right? As I said, only support if you are an open-minded person, because my show is to open your understanding. So Tuesdays and Thursday, we're here at 8 p.m. 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. We do the show for an hour, or maybe a little over an hour, but not an hour and 30 minutes, because I want you to learn. I want it to be compact so somebody coming in can learn. So I love all of you on YouTube. I love all of you on Facebook. And let's learn. My show is different. It's for you to learn. And many people have been calling me, messaging me, asking me if I'm okay with all the attacks. I'm a warrior. Let me tell you, I'm so confident. Nothing people say can shake me. Because I am just this confident human being, and I've been like that from a child. My confidence level is through the roof. So people, I'm asking you to be safe. I saw a lot of people without masks and whatever, but people, I'm asking you to be safe, because look, the government right now is asking for $18 million to assist with the COVID pandemic. So things are not good. Okay, you may see people going to the shows and everywhere and think everything's okay. People, we all are still in this recession. Inflation is high and you need to take care of yourself. So I hope you enjoy this session tonight. Continue supporting the show. Buy the coffee. I will remind you to buy the coffee. Buy the coffees, support the show. The link is at the bottom or the top, or you could just type in the link from the advertisement which we did. So you are responsible for your country moving forward. So think about it. If I was weak and with all the attacks from me, from everybody, I would not be here, but I'm strong like a lion. Oh, me? Pretty so. I'm strong as a lion. So my people, I will see you on Thursday. And if we pop up, because we may do pop-ups, you don't know. But if I pop up, well, I promise you'll see me on Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. But if I pop up, I'll pop up sometime. So be good to yourself. Love someone. Bye.
We expose lies and deceit. Expect us